Thank you. I appreciate that. Hippie, what's going on? How's everybody's day been? Happy Monday to everybody. Miss Drea, what's up, babe? Miss Grace, everybody up in here. Ortez, what's going on? How's everybody today? It's good to see y'all. Happy Monday, right? So excited to see Stevie. Yeah, she's going to kill it tonight. We got a great lineup of people. It's so exciting to have such amazing people on here. Melly, what's up? Ortez, Drea, what's going on? Pumpkin Queen, thank you for the sun. Yo, Emoji, I see you, bro. Sit up there for a second. MJ, yo, Matthew, what's up? Guys, everybody coming up in here. Thank you for the wheels. I appreciate that. Oh, let's go. Guys, we'll start in just in a couple more minutes. Appreciate you guys. Tanya, what's going on? Thank you for that. Thank you for that gift. Appreciate that. Like I said, I hope everybody's having a good day so far. Gabby, I see you. Yo, Sheepdog. Hey, Blake. What's up, brother? Good evening. Good evening. It's Grace Ortez. Thank you. Hippie, I see you. Thank you for the roses. I appreciate that. Thank you so, so much. Is that too high? Let's just make sure that's good. Just a couple more minutes, guys. Thank you so much. Trying to give everybody a couple more minutes to get up in here. Like I said, I hope everybody's had a good day so far. It's been a Monday. I know that's kind of a crazy day for everybody to work and get situated and all that stuff, but hopefully everybody's home now. Nina, what's going on? I see you. So we're going to have a great show tonight. Great group of people, great squad up in here. Super, super excited to get started. Thank you for that sweater. Thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, let's go. Thank you. It's a crazy gift. Yo, Matthew, what's good, man? I think they made the sweater too high. Yeah, I love these gifts too. They're so, so, so awesome. Thank you for the roses, guys. Appreciate you being here again. Thank you so much. Try to get this week started off right with amazing shows. There was a lot of good shows tonight. Chop Show was on. Painting with Mia was on. Thank you for that mistletoe. Thank you. Sweater is actually in the contest. Really? Yo, Dar, what's up, brother? Ortez, I see you. What's up, everyone? 2 more minutes and we'll get started. Emoji, I see you in the box. Triple L's here. Stephanie's here. So, guys, we're about to get ready here in a second. Like 2 more minutes. Thank you, guys, for the gifts. I appreciate that. Just want to let everybody know you appreciate the gifts. And as you know, we're having the show. We want to just be considerate to the guests. And so I don't want anybody to think I'm not responding to the comments or the gifts, but just the conversation and all that. We just want everybody to know that I'm not ignoring anybody. So I just want to let all you guys know that. So again, thank you so much for taking the time on a Monday night to be here. Millie, I see you. I really appreciate you guys being here. So Breezy, what's up? What's up? G, what's going on? 1 more minute, guys, and we'll get started. Super excited. Super, super excited. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's see. Amy, I see you. Recording the whole show. Thank you, Emoji. I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate that very much, man. Let's see. 10:05, we'll get started. Emoji can go ahead and start his intro. There we go. Let's go, bro. Ready when you are. Me too, man.
Thank you, India. Thank you, terror. Thank you, disillusionment. Thank you, frailty. Thank you, consequence. Thank you, silence. The moment I let go of it was the moment I got more than I could handle. The moment I jumped off of it was the moment
Yo, Emoji J, thank you so much for that, brother. I really appreciate that. Guys, he's going to drop a comment in the bottom, let you know his YouTube channel. Super, super good dude. Please favorite him. Please check out his YouTube channel. He does a lot of amazing recordings for shows, a lot of other great content, a lot of great creators on the app. So there's other shows other than mine that's recorded every single week. So definitely go to his YouTube channel, check him out. You can watch all the other amazing shows throughout the week and just you can see what everybody's doing on the app. So again, guys, if you're new here, thank you for coming. This is a show that we do every Monday night. It's called Gratitude, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And what the show really pretty much is about is it's about finding people who wish to show more thanks during their life. Each week's guest, they recall like circumstances, people, memories that have humbled them, just to help them reflect and grow as people and things of that nature. So just to let you know, that's what we do every single week. And I think that a lot of people, including myself, will get a lot out of the content, a lot out of the conversation. We always have a lot of amazing guests and situations that so many people want to share. And I'm very gracious and grateful to be able to bring this to you guys. So just want to start off this week's quote. We always try to do that every single week and bring a quote to you guys, and just kind of as an inspirational start to the week. So this week's quote, guys, is you realize what's important and what isn't. You learn to care less about what other people think of you and more about what you think of yourself. You realize how far you've come, and you remember when you thought things were such a mess that you could never recover. And you smile. You smile because you are truly proud of yourself and the person you fought to become. Guys, I don't know about you, but that hits a little bit different. That's just such an amazing way to kind of just think about your own self-reflection, to think about where you want to be, and realize that you have to be concerned about who you are as a person and not so much about whether the people think of you, and that you have to be your own self. I think that when you are a good person, I think that when you carry yourself a certain way, carry the right group of people that you surround yourself with, I think that other people see that, and it reflects on you as a person, as a friend, as a son, daughter, husband, wife, whatever the case may be. And for you to kind of continue every single week, every single day, to be that kind of person that you can for yourself and other people. And it will just to be a reflection of yourself and so many other people that are in your life. So just wanted to leave you guys with that quote this week. Just as a recap of last week, we had an amazing guest. She's a top badge. Her name's Charisma Davis. She actually has an amazing show as well. It's called One Day at a Time. Her show's every Tuesday night, I think at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And she was just a wonderful guest, just like all of our guests are every single week. She shared a great story about, the topic was new discoveries, and some situations in her life where she was in different countries and being able to live with other people and families and things of that nature. So it was just oh my God. So it was just a great thing that she shared, and it was just a wonderful it was just a wonderful situation that she shared, and it was just a great thing to have her on our show, and it was awesome. So the quote for last week, guys, was the real voyage of discovery consists not in seeking new landscapes, but in having new eyes. So that's the amazing thing about that quote, is the real voyage of discovery consists not in seeking new landscapes, but in having new eyes. And guys, that was the real thing that she was really touching on in her own journey in life, was when you are with a new situation and you have a new landscape, for you to be able to have that vision, for you to be able to see what's in front of you and to look at it from a different perspective and a new set of eyes, it certainly gives you an opportunity to look at what people are going through in their life and realize that not everybody's the same way, that not everybody's going to experience the same situation the right way. And it certainly gives you, like I said with the quote, it gives you a new set of eyes to look at that and just really just be very appreciative of the journey ahead of you. So, but this week's, just to kind of give a recap on that, we got an amazing new guest this week that's going to kind of touch on that, the new discoveries in her life. And at this time, we're certainly going to welcome her to the box at this time. And we're certainly going to just introduce you to an amazing person and let you guys certainly hear what she has to say. Wow. Hey,
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Happy Monday. It's good to see you.
Monday.
It's good to see you. How's your day been?
It's been pretty well. I was actually off today from work, so it was nice. Pretty slow.
Yeah, everybody needs a day off every now and then just to kind of get yourself back to neutral, recharge the engines, and the batteries and all that stuff. So yeah.
Take time out. I made a lot of phone calls today. I did some FaceTime with the family, so that was pretty nice.
Well, thank you so much for just taking the time and the opportunity out of your day off to be here and just to be a part of such an amazing show, an amazing thing that we're really trying to do here on the app. So,
I appreciate you asking me.
yeah, just to kind of, maybe give a little bit of introduction to yourself to maybe some people that aren't familiar with you or maybe just to kind of let us know a little bit more about you as a streamer, as a person, or whatever you're comfortable with sharing.
Yeah, me as a person, I guess in my personal life, I am an HR business partner for a logistics company. Been doing HR about 10 years. And that's more of like the personal side of me. The streaming side, I've been streaming for about 7 months now. Started in May, COVID streamer.
Yes.
Went on POF kind of on the dating aspect of it. Clicked on someone's picture I thought was cute. Turned out he was live. I was like any other new person, said, what is going on? He told me what's going on. I deleted POF. 2 days later, gotta meet me, and here I am.
And there you go. Right. And I'm sure for you that has been an incredible journey from a streaming aspect to be able to cultivate and meet all the kind of great people and create the relationships that you've had for sure.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's been a great experience. I mean, obviously, there's ups and downs with everything, but I mean, streaming, I never thought I would be into this, but it's literally saved me in so many ways, and I've met so many great people out of it. It's awesome.
Yes. Yep. Yes. So just to kind of touch on the topic from last week, new discoveries. What does that mean to you? What's your take on that when you hear that just that little quick phrase? How does that make you feel? What do you think? Where does your mind go as far as applying that or being grateful in your life?
Yeah, and definitely when I read over the quote, as far as even the terms, a new landscape, I know some people know from coming in my streams, I moved from Ohio to Arizona last November. So I've been in Arizona about a year. So I literally went to a new landscape. And prior to that, I did traveling. And I myself thought that, I would find happiness in, just moving and constantly on the go. And then when COVID hit, I think I really, truly realized kind of what's important now that I'm here in a new place that I thought would kind of fulfill me. Not having my family, not having my friends, not having true human connection really is what's going on. Because like I said, human resources, I'm not allowed to interact with my my coworkers and not being able to, unfortunately, really meet people right now. Yeah. So this has really been my saving grace. So, like I said, kind of, I'm very, very grateful. And the discovery of streaming, having types of friendships that I can't cultivate in real life, but this has become my real life. And then realizing, what's really important back home and people in your lives versus things and sometimes even experiences.
Yeah, I think that, just to kind of touch on the point that you made is when you make a move like that, when you make such a tremendous change in your life, you go from this to that with no real expectation, no real knowledge of really how it's going to be and things of that nature. You learn, like you said, what's really important. And do you feel like that has made you discover your idea of what it truly means to really grasp what it means with family, your relationships with the people that aren't there?
100%. A few people know I'm a terrible communicator. If you might not think it, I talk. Wait, he just froze. I talk constantly on here, but when it comes to off the app, I'm not the best when it comes to checking Snapchat, sometimes texting people back or calling. I hate talking on the phone. And so it's actually changed a little bit now because my family knew I hated it. So now I make more time. I have to schedule FaceTime with my mom, calling them and stuff. I have a 2 and a 4-year-old niece and a nephew and haven't seen them in a year. So I think that's changed. I don't want them to forget me. So it forces me to FaceTime with them because I don't want them to forget me. So it's definitely changed, what's important. And, like I said, there's 2 groups of people right now that have meant everything to me. And it's my direct family, my mom, my dad, my sister, my brother, and then my family on here. Because at 2 a.m. when I'm upset about whatever, there's a good group of people that I know that I can text, I can call, I can jump on here, I know they're on here.
Yes.
And have a timeout, and then I can also call my mom, my sister, and whatever in the exact same circumstance. So it's so important, so important.
I think it really is, because you know, as you word it so gracefully like you did, you know, when you're in a tough time or you go through certain situations and circumstances in life, you know, you have to realize that, you know, you can't sometimes call your family at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, but you know, you turn to something like this, and that's, you know, through the discovery that there's so many real connections, so many real people that we engage and you know, conversate with or communicate with on a daily basis, that, you know, in turn they feel like, and they are your family.
Yep.
And so, you know, like you said, with you making that shift, and being able to have a platform like this, you know, it's certainly very gratifying, and certainly very, you know, somewhat just mind blowing of how incredible it really can be on so many different levels.
Yeah, exactly. I can't thank, there's so many people on here, I can't thank enough for, I think most of them don't even know like how much they've helped me.
Sure.
And obviously, you know, we all have those moments where we just want to come on stream and forget about what's going on. And, you know, being able to have those moments and then have somebody come in and do something goofy or even sing or something like that, those people I think don't even realize how important that is, to just take like a time out and be like, okay, you know, you're hanging out with your friends. So
yes, absolutely.
Very important.
You know, I think through that quote, you know, it says about having new eyes. I think for me especially, you know, I didn't really understand the whole concept of streaming when I first joined. And I think that, you know, you have a certain perspective or opinion about what something may be. And then you realize that it's probably not anywhere accurate to what you thought it was.
No,
until you're actually in that situation, you know? So I think for me especially too, and personally, you know, it gave me a sense of, you know, just being proud of being able to understand, you know, what's in front of you, and to realize that you have all this opportunity to be so many different things for so many different people, and that they can do the same for you know, even if this was like a regular, you know, normal circumstances of life in general, you know, you're still having to interact with people over a phone or a computer and an iPad. So it kind of limits those, you know, things. And then, you know, to have like a situation like Playlist where everybody can come together and really just enjoy what we've been continuing to build each and every single day, I think it's a tremendous new discovery for sure.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, everything that people are cultivating, you don't even realize it day by day. I mean, it doesn't even feel like I've been on here 7 months. It feels like, you know, I've known some of these people my entire life. Yeah. And it's so quick. It's crazy.
Now to where, you know, like you said, when you moving from Ohio to Arizona, do you feel like that's going to be a permanent move for you? Do you feel like that may be a change? How do you feel about that in the direction of your, you know, your life?
So I actually already put in my transfer about 2 months ago. And again, most of the people that come to my stream know this, and it's been a continuous question of, so when are you coming back to Ohio? Because a lot of people are near there. Yes. Unfortunately, the work that I'm in and doing regional work, it's our busiest time right now. So most likely it's looking like I won't be able to transfer back till February. So again, discovering kind of, my mom works in mental health, and, you know, she's very good with keeping me to stay in the moment, be very mindful, to just try to think day at a time, because my day kind of looks like working, and it's usually from home now, and then hanging out with my dog, and that's about it. And then streaming, obviously. Yeah. But staying in the moment, knowing that there is a light at the end of a tunnel, and I will be going back to Ohio. I just don't know when. And then obviously everything kind of looks different. So along the lines of discovery that Christmas, you know, it's a day, but it's also the meaning behind it. So even though my Christmas most likely won't be like a normal Christmas, it's still about the reason for it, the reason, you know, for the people that you care about and things like that. So yeah, I mean, I completely agree with you. I think that holidays, especially right now, you know, with Thanksgiving and how Christmas is probably going to turn out, I think it's different for a lot of people. I think that, you know, a lot of people didn't, you know, plan or prepare for that. And that within itself is a new discovery. Like, it's a new discovery of how you're going to spend time with your family. It's a new discovery of how you're really going to be able to celebrate those holidays. And I think that we have to be able to adjust to that and realize that, you know, the glass is a lot more half full than it is half empty. Yeah, I agree. I mean, you know, every day there's someone on here, and I think to myself, I know it's just a saying, but you know, it could always be worse. And unfortunately, to kind of keep that in your mind, that, and to be grateful. I mean, same thing, Thanksgiving, spent it alone, but I jumped on here, and I think it was one of my busiest streams, and it was so enjoyable to talk to all these people who were in the same boat as me. And we were all laughing, joking around, and I was so thankful for that. So, I mean,
Yeah.
new discovery of that, like I said.
Absolutely. What do you think for you moving forward, as you say that, you know, you're going to have to kind of move back in February? What do you think for you will be the new discovery there? Because obviously it'll be totally different coming back home. You actually be able to be around these people that is your family, you know, on a daily basis and a weekly basis. How do you feel like that will be for you, being able to, you know, get back to that reality of, you know, hey, I'm home. Hey, I'm with my family. What do you think will be the new set of eyes for you in that particular situation?
Work-wise, it'll be the same. But when I go back, I mean, I'll just say this, my family is anti this app. My family is very old school. They think this is weird, and this isn't really their thing. So I think, you know, me being able to stream more will definitely, it might change, but who knows? It might not. I'll show the YouTube to my mom and have her watch it. So maybe that'll change her opinion.
I think it might. I think that, you know, like, you know, we were talking about earlier, especially for me, especially for you, I think that when, you know, people are exposed to what it can be, I think that if they can see like a show like this or other shows on the app, and they see that, you know, people have a lot of amazing, you know, things going on and all the connections and comments and things like that. I think that it gives people a little bit better understanding. You know, that could be a new discovery for them to realize that, hey, my daughter's a part of this world that maybe I don't necessarily understand. But if they can look at it with a new set of eyes, it can give them certainly a different perspective on what has become such a tremendous big part of your own life.
Exactly. And I've told them that, you know, this has really saved me. For them not being able to come out here, you know, be different if Ohio to Arizona was just a drive away, but clearly with flights and things like that, you know, it's just not feasible. And some people don't have any family. So I'm grateful that I have people that I can call and talk to, that I can FaceTime with them. And like I said, I tell her it's the same thing. Me FaceTiming with you is the same as me getting on there and streaming. I just haven't met these people in real life, but they've been there at some of the hardest times. So yeah, so that's about it. Other than that, it'll probably be the same. I mean, I lived there for 32 years and then did traveling for a year and a half and then here. So
yeah,
snow.
Yes,
The weather will be different.
Is there anything that you'd like to maybe add, you know, in closing of your story, or what you'd like to share with people to kind of, or even if the audience wants to, you know, kind of share their own new discoveries, what would you like to add in closing of what you want to leave with people as far as, you know, what you're truly really grateful and thankful for?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, really all I have to say is, I mean, I really can't thank people enough. I mean, there's so many people that I've noticed that are in the stream right now that I'm so thankful for, and I couldn't say thank you enough. And even if you popped in my stream one time and had some type of an interaction with someone in there, it means the world to me, because that's the only reason I'm on here is, you know, for the good connections and the good interactions. And even if someone needs like just a break from their day for 5 minutes on their lunch break, just to have something good. So yeah, that's all I want.
Wow. So good. This is just been such a wonderful
so much
opportunity.
for letting me come on here. So much.
Well, I mean, like I said, thank you again for taking time out of your day, you know, to be off and to be here, to be able to, you know, really share, you know, some personal stuff about yourself and really give people a little bit better understanding of, you know, you as a person, you as a streamer, and what you're really looking for out of, you know, your stream life, your real life, and everything, you know, that comes with that.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it so much.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys. Please share her with the favorite. She's great. She's awesome.
Thank you so much.
I certainly appreciate her being here. So,
all right, and I look forward to the rest of the show.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Wow, guys, that was incredible. What such a great story that she was sharing, and she really just had such a wonderful, positive attitude and personality that really gave her an opportunity to connect with so many people. You know, like she was saying, so many people in here support her and talk to her every single day, and it just makes such a tremendous difference. And I think that you guys, especially that showed up for her, are very grateful and very thankful for that, because, you know, we're all, you know, working together. We're all doing, you know, what we can to better ourselves and better our lives, especially given the circumstances of how things are right now. And, it's just, what better time to do that than now? So I certainly really, really just appreciate her being here. So yes. Guys, moving forward, just to kind of let you know, just to switch gears from last week's topic to this topic. This week's topic, guys, is reclaiming your self-worth. That's something that really can hit home with a lot of different people. Reclaiming your worth could be something like, grateful for the support system that you have in your life. Maybe it's helped you discover who you are. Maybe it's helped you gain confidence and love yourself more than ever. So, reclaiming your self-worth can certainly mean a lot of different things to so many different people. I know that it means a lot of different things to me. And, at this time, we wanted to welcome up our new guest for a new topic this week, reclaiming self-worth. And at this time, I definitely want to ask her to come to the box for sure. Thank you, Triple L.
Hi.
Hey, Triple L.
Happy Monday night.
How are you? Happy Monday to you. How's your day been so far?
It's been good. It's been a Monday, like you said.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So
thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here again. Like I was telling Stephanie, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule with, if you have a family or don't have a family, thank you for taking the time to just be here and share such a wonderful thing with us and what what you really want to talk about this week. So, if you want to kind of just give a quick introduction to yourself or whatever you'd like to share, you certainly have the time to do that, and we'd certainly love to hear it.
Okay. Well, I am Live, Love, Laugh. That was my original username as a Plenty of Fish user. I have condensed it down to Triple L.
Okay.
And I have been streaming since COVID, end of March, so almost 9 months now. I'm a full-time mom. I'm a single mom of 3 kids, and so I'm a busy person, but I love streaming. So I always make time for it as often as I can. Yeah.
I think it's like, to Steph's point and your point as well. I mean, I think it's become such a tremendous part of everybody's life. I think that it can really certainly be a wonderful outlet, when people are dealing with things in their life, everyday life, and things that they're going through that are tough times. And so I think for you, as well as everybody else, and myself especially, it's just such a great thing to have right now with these situations and circumstances.
Yeah, absolutely. I love what Stephanie was saying about basically her chosen family here on the app. And I know I'm very grateful for it too. I've met such amazing people and have been through, we're talking heart surgeries, people that have been diagnosed with cancer, lost loved ones, all in this last 9 months, not to mention the COVID struggles and this virtual world that we have together to network and to bring joy and love and support to each other is amazing. There's a lot of other parts of the app, but I choose to focus on the positive ones in my stream and in the streams that I follow. So.
Yeah, I think that we all try to do that. I think that we all try to, surround ourselves with the right people on the app. I think that we try to surround ourselves with the right family. And I think that certainly is a real testament to, what you want to accomplish being on this and what you want to get out of it. And I think that if you, like to your point, Stephanie's point, and other people's points, if you focus on that kind of stuff, it certainly, brings a lot more of a wonderful dynamic to such a very vast social networking platform than it does anything negative. So I certainly put in you for that as well.
Yeah.
So this week's topic was reclaiming self-worth.
Yeah.
When you hear that, or as I say that to you, what does that mean to you?
Well, it hits home. And when you told me that was the topic, I thought, wow, how does he know me so well? I've been through a lot in my life. I'm 43 years old, so I'm an older streamer, if you will. And I've experienced a lot of ups and downs in life, a lot of realities and challenges. And so self-worth has come up over those years, different times in my life where I've had to put myself first after maybe not being first for a while. and how that took a toll on me. So yeah, I wanted to share a little bit of my personal stories and kind of give some guidance and just open up to people, let you know you're not alone if you're feeling or going through something right now, or maybe you're feeling like, especially I think with COVID, not being able to connect with people on a human level, just hugs and high fives and going to the gym and just even going to work, things that I think we all took for granted before 2020, that can impact your feelings of worthiness and your self-esteem. And not to mention, I've got COVID-19 pounds going, so there's that too. So, there's a lot that can happen right now, but in general in life. So, yeah, so I wanted to share a little bit about that with you all tonight and just have an open discussion.
Absolutely. I think that you made a really good point is sometimes I think in our life when we do not put ourselves first, I think that can be really difficult at times, because it just means that we're givers, and a lot of people can take a lot of times, and a lot of people don't realize that you have to have a balance of giving and taking. And when that's kind of out of whack a little bit, I think it's very difficult for a lot of people at a lot of different times in their life. And so when we all experience that and all go through different parts of that, it can certainly be a struggle just within itself, just to be there.
Absolutely. Yeah. So if you're ready, I'll start to share some of my stories.
We're ready.
Okay? It's story time with Triple L and Jamison. So basically, my whole world got rocked in 2014. So it was about 6 years ago. And I had just had my third child. I have 2 sons and a daughter, and she was a newborn. And some very dark things came to light in my marriage. And I basically came to a point where I had to choose to protect my children or to stay in my marriage. And so I chose to protect my children. And so I had a newborn and 2 boys under 6, and I had to leave, and we were homeless for a week. And I had to file a restraining order, and we went through a lot of court struggles for like 3 months. And meanwhile, I was nursing a newborn and trying to provide a stable environment for my boys. My self-worth was very low, but I think looking back, somewhere I pulled a lot of strength together to get through it. And I don't even know really how I did it. I went into, I spent like $80,000 in lawyer fees to try to protect my children and get everything lined up with lawyers, and I needed a lot more legal support. I just couldn't do it all myself while taking care of the kids and stuff. So I went through that, and I'm a big planner. Jamison probably knows that. And so I had a plan. I sold our house. I got things lined up, and I knew I lost a lot of friends. And I know last week there was a piece about closure and closing off friendships that maybe weren't healthy, or even family when they weren't healthy. And that situation really brought to light a lot of where people stood in my life. And I really only had maybe 3 people in my corner during that hardest time of my life. And kept on pressing, and went ahead and decided to move across country from California back to North Carolina, where I was born, to be closer to my mom and sisters. And that was a huge thing after spending 30 years in California. Deciding to leave was really hard, but I did. And it was one of the best things that I've done. My kids are thriving. I'm thriving, healthier and happier than I've ever been. But it was a very dark time. And it took me, even after we moved here, it took me probably a good 1.5 years to really rebuild myself and to get back to my joys like basketball. Jamison and I share a love of basketball, and people, reconnecting with people, reconnecting with the gym, coaching my kids' sports teams, and just kind of rebuilding myself. So that's kind of in a nutshell what happened.
Well, I mean, like you said, I mean, as you move from that, to this and come back, to home, I mean, like you said, there were certainly a lot of steps within that process that certainly made you not feel like you said earlier to be the, the biggest priority and what you needed to do. But like you said, you had to put your children first. You had to create the best environment for them, the best environment for you. And I think that, like you said, it certainly gives you a chance to reclaim your self-worth, what you want to have for yourself, what you want to have for your children, what opportunities you want to create for them each and every single day. And I think that that certainly is a great testament to you and where you've been as being a great mom and being a great example and leader in their life. And I think that they probably, as they'll get older, realize and see that that's where you were at, but that's no longer where you're at now currently. And that, the sky's the limit and the future is very bright, and that people can certainly try to appreciate that and realize that your self-worth is huge. And then when you can reclaim that and get that to where you want it to be, that, the sky's the limit. So, yeah.
Right.
I was going to say, now that you're back, and do you feel like that you've reclaimed a lot of the self-worth that you were looking for? Do you feel like it's a constant thing for you each and every day to continue to build on? Where do you feel like that you're at with that, or where you want to be, or what's your opinion about that?
Yeah, I think there's always room for improvement.
Sure.
I am someone who has struggled with self-esteem issues over my lifetime. I grew up in an abusive household as a young child, so I had a negative self-tape playing in my brain for many, many years, and if I'm not careful, it sneaks back in. It's like a recording, and I think we all have some kind of recording in our brain, whether it's good or not, or in between, or, and just being aware of it and noticing if it creeps in again, trying to refresh it or rewind it or stop it completely and put in a new tape. I worked with positive affirmations. I am spiritual and religious, so faith is a big part of me now. And I know, looking back, again, I talk about the strength, but that wasn't just me. I didn't do it alone, and I know that.
Right.
And so, I think your show is so important because I think when we look at things to be grateful for, if we stop for just a minute and give thanks for things that are very simple that we take for granted, the fact that we can walk, that we can talk, that we can bathe ourselves, that we have money to buy food, things like really simple things that I think a lot of us overlook. It shifts your whole perspective, and you realize really how blessed and how awesome we really are doing, even in hard times.
Yeah, I think it's not hard for us as individuals and as people that you don't really have to look very far. You can, look right around you and see that there are people that are in tougher situations that we are. And that I think that just within itself certainly makes people very grateful and appreciative for what they have at their house. And it certainly can be a testament to, just trying to, consider other people and the tough times that they continue to go through as we go through the pandemic, right now, and what it can possibly be next year. So like you said, just be very grateful and very appreciative of things that we do have. Like you said, money and clothes and a house to live in and groceries and things like that, there are a lot of people that still don't have that. And it certainly isn't very hard to look in the mirror and say, wow, I'm really grateful for not necessarily being in that situation, and that it could be a lot worse. To try to have the positive attitude that, we can try to continue every single day to grow and build and have the best life ourselves or our children, and realize that is just extremely important, and that people can see that, as you're trying every single day to like you said, reclaim your worth and be, where you want to be, that people can see that reflection on yourself and see that, like, wow, she's got it together, or she's trying to, to do the best that she can.
She's faking it till she makes it.
Yeah, exactly. But the fact that people can still see that, even if you are struggling, at least
Yeah.
you can give the perception that, like, hey, I'm trying to get things together for my life and my kids, or whatever the case may be, and
Right.
for people to, to see that every single day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you feel like, as you've struggled with the reclaiming your self worth, do you feel like that has something that has affected your family, your children? Do you feel like that you've been able to keep it strong enough that it doesn't necessarily affect them on a personal level, or what's your opinions about that?
Yeah, so I am a big communicator, and I'm very open with my children. I shield them from a lot of things, especially nowadays with the internet and TV shows and movies and magazines and books. Like I don't want to say I shelter them, but I protect them highly from so much that I know isn't good for them. And I was in education for many years, so it's just kind of second nature. But when it comes to being honest with them, if mom is having a hard day, or I have feelings and I'm human, and I want them to know that. I want them to experience that, because I can't always be the soldier moving forward for the family, because I am often that. But there are days and moments when I didn't mention, which is one of the biggest parts of the story, but and it took a toll on my self-worth as well, because it was on my face. But I was diagnosed with skin cancer about 6 months after I left their father. So I was dealing with that, and I had surgeries, and that was on my face, like right here. So I have a large scar here. So I was not only dealing with like my marriage drifting away, protecting my children, legal battles, trying to sell a home and relocate across country. But then I was diagnosed with cancer, skin cancer, that I still have to monitor. So that all kind of, having that huge hole in your face was really hard, especially being a woman. I had bandages over it, and that didn't help my self-esteem, let's just say. When I was going through everything else, to have that going on, it physically hurt, and then I was scarred physically, but also like it took a toll on my esteem. But through some great doctors that helped me, it's minimal now and it's manageable. And so, yeah, so it's been a journey. I think honoring yourself is something that we need to try to do as often as we can. We are the only person we have our whole life. So I think, giving to ourselves, honoring ourselves, respecting ourselves, and not tolerating mistreatments and abuse of any form is crucial to having a healthy, happy life. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, when you have that perspective, I think it's important to try to see the silver lining, or to see that the light is at the end of the tunnel. I know it's not necessarily always the biggest and the brightest, when you're dealing with, things that you've dealt with, and things of that nature. But, to try to continue to have the right attitude, try to continue to persevere and realize that you can overcome odds. You can get past where you are, that it's, life is all about peaks and valleys. You may not always be up, you may not always be down, but
Right.
try to know that it's an ebb and a flow, and to try to find the balance of understanding that, you have to deal with that every single day. It's important. It's important.
Absolutely.
Our mindset. It's important for us, physically, because, when we go through struggles of depression or any kind of mental, thing going on with people, that, it can affect you physically. And a lot of people don't understand that goes hand in hand. If you've not necessarily ever experienced, some mental struggles or some depression and things like that, it's hard to really understand that if you've not experienced it. But you can still be certainly sympathetic to that, because a lot of people do deal with that, on a regular basis. And, it is important to, every day to try to, get to where you need to be.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Do you feel like that the app or people that you talk to on a regular daily basis, do you feel like that's really helped you in a lot of ways reclaim your self-worth? Do you feel like that's built you up in a place that you're really excited to be at?
I definitely think it's given me, for me, it's a healthy outlet. Um, I see it as my happy hour. So typically I'm a nighttime streamer. So after my long days, I wake up around 4 every day and I help my kids through their days. They're virtually schooling at home. So that's 3 different classrooms, 3 different grade levels. So after all that and feeding them, 20 times a day because they're growing kids, I can settle in the evenings, and I get a lot of joy out of connecting with the people on that. And I think, as much as I feel like I do give a place where all are welcome, and so I have a lot of people I battle regularly that are not, they're not always welcomed on the app by others. So to me, it's a safe space for them to come and feel welcomed and to live and enjoy the app just like most of the other people on the app. So I enjoy that, and I get a lot of, warm fuzzies for that. Just connecting with other people and giving people a place to come and feel safe and respected and to have a good laugh, because I love to joke around. You wouldn't know it tonight, but
Yeah. No, I mean,
yeah.
I think that you made a great point there because, it only matters if it matters to you. And if you feel like that is certainly a platform that you have for yourself and others to feel safe, to feel comfortable, to feel like they can really have the app and the opportunity to their fullest potential, at least when they're in your, little world, it's important to have that. It certainly makes people feel special. It certainly gives some people some recognition. And I think that all certainly works together as far as people trying to, be, excited and happy and thrilled to be here or be a part of what, you're trying to do.
Yeah.
And I think that that's really certainly a testament to, like you said, reclaiming your self-worth. I mean, a lot of people can struggle. A lot of people can go through things. But if you have certainly things like this to try to, be, the best that you can be, people really love that kind of stuff for sure.
Yeah, and I say this almost every stream, but I want people to come in and feel better than when they came in. I want them to leave with a smile, a laugh. Maybe they caught a joke, or they met someone new across the world, because that is one of the most beautiful things about this application. We're literally limitless on who we can meet. And I think that's just such a great thing. And I know a lot of people come into Triple L's world to meet other people and to explore other worlds and see how they're living on the other side of the world, and what are they experiencing and what are they doing. So yeah, there's so many wonderful things about this app. I can't say enough. I used to get the Plenty of Fish would put up. So I was on here 2 years before it went live, and I never really used it much, and I only went on 1 or 2 dates. I was looking for love, and that's still elusive to me right now. But it would pop up like, "Are you enjoying POF?" And I would always say no. But now when it comes up, I always say yes. So I think that to me is a big sign to show that I'm in love with the app. So
Yeah. I think that you made a great point, and it's certainly something that I even have in my own bio is, if you can make someone smile at least once a day, you've done your job. And I think that, that certainly is a reflection of reclaiming your self-worth. Because if you can do that, you realize that you're important. You realize what your worth is to other people or to yourself. And, you can see that, that reflection in how people react to you, how the conversations that they have with you, how they communicate with you, and how, it is vice versa. And I think that is really just certainly so important to everyday life to try to bring out, amazing feelings of comfort and joy, especially around the holidays, to people that we interact with on a daily basis.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, anything that you'd like to have in closing? Anything you'd like to share with anybody as we're getting into the holiday season? Anything you want to leave with anybody, or any closing statements?
I just thank you again.
Right.
Really, I'm honored. And I think I just really appreciate you giving a platform that is healthy and motivating and uplifting and real. We need it, and I appreciate you. And thanks for giving that to us as streamers and viewers and gifters on the app. Just everyone, just remember, really, you're not alone. And there are people that can relate to you on so many levels. We just have to give each other the grace and the patience of listening and trying to connect. And that's, I think, the biggest thing. I see people putting up walls, but if we can just for a few moments let our walls down and just connect on a human level, we'll find that we have so much more in common and we're so much stronger together.
Then we are apart. Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing, amazing stuff. Wow. Thank you so much for just sharing that with us. Thank you for sharing your story. I know that it's tough to kind of, dig into stuff in the past and things of that nature. But like you said, it's brought you to where you are now. It allowed you to, be the best version of yourself, best version of a streamer, best version as a mom. And I certainly appreciate you sharing and taking the time to be here tonight.
Thank you. And I have to do my sign for you. I can't leave without putting up a sign.
Yeah.
My Jamison.
Please hit her with the favorite. She's an amazing person, amazing streamer. So, yes, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Good night, all.
All right. There we go. Okay. Wow, guys. Two amazing people, Stephanie, Triple L. Such a great show tonight, guys. I thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for taking the time to just be here with us and be involved in the conversation. I think it was just such a great, like she said, platform and thing to just be a part of, and all of us continue to grow and as people and streamers and all that stuff. So, in closing, just want to revisit that quote with you guys, just to leave you with that. We're close to the holidays and how important it is to have some self-worth for yourself. You realize what's important and what isn't. You learn to care less about what other people think of you and more about what you think of yourself. You realize how far you've come, and you remember when you thought things were such a mess that you would never recover. And you smile. You smile because you are truly proud of yourself and the person you fought to become. Guys, I don't know about you, but that just certainly resonates with me on such a personal level. I think that we can certainly take a lot from that quote or that phrase and try to apply it in our lives each and every day. So again, guys, thank you so much for being here. Just to leave you with the topic for next week, it's achievement or accomplishment. Either one of the two. It's such a great thing. I think a lot of people have achieved a lot of things in their life, whether it be from, school. Maybe it's a job promotion. Maybe it's something that you really feel like was important, and how that brought a feeling or a sense of gratitude to your life. It's certainly a great topic, and I think that we're really going to dive into that next week with our guests and things of that nature, and certainly be able to reflect on, this past week's topic and reclaiming your worth. I think that a lot of people have certainly a lot to share about that in their life. And again, thank you guys for being here. Stephanie, Triple L, everybody in the comments. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you so much for just taking the time out of your busy Mondays and streams to be here and, just enjoy this with us. It's certainly a very humbling thing to bring this to you guys every single week. So like I said, next week's topic, guys, achievement/accomplishment. That's what we're going to be dealing with next week, and I love it, and I want to continue to just do and bring the best content that we can, you guys. So again, thank you guys so much. Holidays are around the corner. We're going to hopefully be with some of our family in some kind of capacity, and I thank you guys for being here. Love you guys. Have a wonderful and great evening.